Today we are looking at the top 10 Kung Fu animes. Yes, you heard it right, Kung Fu anime. Not the general martial arts, but a list dedicated to that beautiful fighting style, Kung Fu. The same martial arts are your favourite panda, Po Kung Fu Panda. Some of the series on this list might not be a show dedicated to Kung Fu, but they do feature Kung Fu. So let's get this video going. Starting off the list is Fighting Beauty Wulong. First on our list is Fighting Beauty Wulong. What better way to start this video off but with a girl power? Fighting Beauty Wulong started as a seinen manga in 2002 but was later adapted into an anime series in 2005. It has 2 seasons, each with 25 episodes. The story centers around Mao, who is Chinese by birth but was raised in Japan. Apparently something happened to her parents and she wants to find out, but her grandfather won't give up the information so easily. So they made a deal that Mao will be trained by her grandfather and learn their family's secret martial art called Mao Jui Kempo. And if you don't know, Kempo is a modified version of Shaolin Kung Fu. Anyway, her drunken, lecherous grandfather entered her in a competition for female fighters where viewers will be able to see Ran's Kung Fu and others' fighting style. Coming in next is a Legend of Condor hero. This is based on a novel, The Return of the Condor Heroes, that is part of the Condor trilogy. The anime aired 2001 through the animation is not what most would expect for an anime in the 2000s. Still considering the content, the art style suits the story. The story is set in the 13th century, back in the time when the Mongols were invading China. Makes you remember part 2 of Mulan, huh? The story revolves around Yang, who is a young martial arts fighter who fell in love with his master.
你不要担心，说什么我再也不会离开你了，我们永远在一起，所以我好想快点回到古墓。
There are various martial arts featured in this show. There is a particular character who is Kung Fu genius, and that is Ouyang Feng, who is introduced at the beginning of the show and takes Yang as his godson. The anime ran for almost a year with 78 episodes.
Picking my fiancé for me without even asking.
Ranma comes in at number 8. What do you get when you combine a teenage boy trained in the martial arts, his dad, and a mysterious curse cast upon him and his dad? You'll get an awesome show with more than 100 episodes. This is probably where most of the otaku's curiosity about what it would be like to be the opposite gender started. Ahem. Kimi no Nawa. The story generally is about Ranma and his life of finding a cure at the same time continuing his training in the art of Kempo. Kung Fu plus the comedic life of Ranma produces an anime that one cannot get enough of. This show is definitely one of the best 90s anime. Baki comes in next. Baki started as a manga back in the 1990s and is still actually going, with currently 137 volumes. It was first adopted to a film in 1994 and only an anime in the early 2000s. In less than a year, it produced 48 episodes. After getting another film in 2016, by 2018 another series was produced with 39 episodes by June 4 of this year. As the title suggests, the story is about Baki Hanma, who is a self-made man who aspires to be a powerful warrior like his father. And although Baki's fighting style is grappling, the show features other fighting styles when Baki discovers an underground fighting arena. And as he enters that world, he starts to polish his martial arts. So if you're looking for that manly show with Kung Fu, this is a recommended series. Cheers to another 90s classic, more commonly known by its English title, Ghost Fighter. Next on the list is Yu Yu Hakusho. It started as a manga, then was adopted as a series that ran for 2 years, with a total of 112 episodes. The show actually kicks off with a killing of its main character. Exactly, the hero Urameshi dies after getting hit by a car at the beginning of the series. It happened when he was attempting to save a kid. Don't be discouraged though, anime fans, because he needs to die for the show to get going. Plus, it makes people believe that there is truly an afterlife. After dying, he encounters Botan, and that is where his journey begins. It is also in the afterlife where he meets people who will accompany him all throughout the series and attempts to return to his body by accomplishing a series of missions. It is in tournaments where several martial arts styles, including Kung Fu, is featured. Street Fighter II, the animated series, comes in at number 5. The story is loosely based on the popular fighting game, where as many of you know, showcase many different fighting styles, and it definitely includes Kung Fu. The same goes for the anime series that aired back in 1995 for less than a year, with 29 episodes. The story centers on the life of Ryu and Ken, who embark on a journey to hone their skills. If you're a fan of the game, then for sure you would not want to miss this anime adaptation. Fair warning to kids though, who would want to watch this? The action can be brutal. But still, fans cannot deny that seeing their favourite characters from the game they love battle things out and see another perspective from them is so entertaining. Number 4 is your all-time favourite Dragon Ball. Of course, what is about martial arts without the classic Dragon Ball? This show is definitely one of the longest running anime shows that actually still manages to keep fans hooked, which is definitely saying something, because a show that keeps going but is boring cannot be called a successful show. And one of the factors of this show's success is the action, the fight scene, and most especially the martial arts, which is why it is part of the top 5. Dragon Ball's first series aired back in the late 80s, and the latest seasons are still going until today. The story revolves around Goku's never-ending adventure to grow stronger and stronger per arc. He is definitely the guy who just won't stay dead. Seriously, he lives, he dies, then lives again, then dies. Death must really hate his guts. Anyway, Goku's fighting style was based on different kinds of Kung Fu, and as a star of the show, you can definitely expect a lot of scenes featuring Kung Fu and all its glory. Up next is Hunter x Hunter. Another fan favourite for you guys, this was adapted from a manga that is still running. The first anime adaptation was back in 2002 to 2004 with only 30 episodes, but was later remade in 2011 to 2014 with 148 episodes. But fans are still clamming for more, which is not a surprise because the story and action of the show are to rave about. The gist of the story is about, well, you guessed it right, hunters tasked to do a variety of things. This spans from catching criminals to treasure hunting. And of course the hero Gon went and became a hunter, mainly because he found out that his supposedly deceased father is alive and a hunter. Like any cliche story, the hero goes off to be a hunter himself to search for answers about his missing parent. Going back to the topic of this video, Kung Fu is no doubt to be seen in this show as it is jam-packed with action. There are more, and you can bet that your Kung Fu cravings will be satisfied when you binge watch this amazing show. At the runner-up spot is Fist of the North Star. Here, another show for peeps who is more into that rough and manly sort of anime. The art style alone shows it is that kind of anime. But anyway, this show is not just about martial art, but has that post-apocalyptic genre. The manga was created way back in the 80s, and so is the anime with 2 seasons. The first one has 109 episodes, while the second one with 43 episodes. Still, even if the story was created in the 80s, it is a must-watch anime for people who are looking for that Kung Fu magic. It is a classic. The story's progress is amazing and is filled with fight scenes that you cannot get enough of, and it is for sure that after you finish watching this show, you will be saying you're already dead. And finally at number 1 we have history's strongest disciple, Kenichi. This show is basically a classic story of that guy who has been a weakling and not even one who runs towards a fight, who later becomes, yes, the title says it all, the strongest disciple. And again, you guess it right, the hero of this show is Kenichi. You cannot deny that what the audience wants is a hero who they can cheer on to and encourage them to keep going, which is exactly the kind of hero Kenichi is. Other than the story itself, this anime features many kinds of martial arts, such as karate, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, muay thai, capoeira, pencak sambo, savate, and other Chinese martial arts. And as the story progresses, viewers will actually see Kenichi go through the rigorous training in authentic martial arts. If you watch this as a child, you will definitely be drawn to martial arts itself and get that urge to actually try it yourself. And if that is the case, then it is without a doubt a good show. So, what do you think of our list? Do you think there are other moments that are more deserving to be on this list? Feel free to give your opinions in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button for more similar videos. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
My head up when I act, head up that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move